Good evening, good morning, good day, and good night. Welcome to Positive Rate. Hope you're all doing well today. We're back. And I can only express, well, my microphone seems a bit hot here. Hang on, let me turn that down a bit. Maybe that's a little bit better. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Huge welcome to Nighthawk, who's on tarmac. Mrs. Tippy, and I think Mr. Tippy's come along, isn't he? We are in Toronto City Centre, and huge thank you to Nighthawk for picking out some amazing scenery that we're going to see today. We've got tons of stuff to see. You will have seen this is a memoriam for my cousin Karl, who I was very close to. We were pretty much raised together. He was basically my brother. Unfortunately, due to circumstances very unexpected, quite out of the blue, Karl passed away in the presence of family about 3-4 weeks ago. I made an emergency visit to Canada to spend time with the family and obviously honor his passing and celebration of life, which was very bittersweet. And needless to say, it kind of threw me for a loop. Got back from Canada, I started having stress attacks, which I thought was a heart attack. Ended up going to the hospital just to run all sorts of tests, which were horrible. In fact, they had to put a cannula in me to get some blood out. And the first time they did it, they tried to do it in my wrist, and the nurse ended up damaging my nerve that goes right to my thumb. So if I stroke my wrist just right, I get a shock going right down to the end of my thumb, which is really, really sore. Hopefully that's going to heal. But anyway, that's all right. She was doing her best, I guess. But anyway, I'm fine now. Totally recovered. Been back to work this week, and finally feel like I was mentally, composed enough to come back and do the stream. So welcome back to Positive Freight, guys. I really missed you guys, and we're going to have a great old flight today, and I'm going to be talking through a lot of memories today about time I spent with Karl and places we used to go, things they love to do, and hopefully you'll find it interesting, just to give a little bit of context to some of the beautiful scenery we're going to see today. It is winter here. I don't see any snow. I don't know if this is accurate to the current temperature, but hey ho, what are you gonna do? Anyway, huge hello to everybody that's watching today. If you are not, if you haven't posted in the chat, do pop in and say hello to us. We're a very friendly community, and please do like and subscribe if you can. Huge thank you to all of our sponsors as well. Just Flight, PMS 50, Hangar 713, and Sky Blue Radio. A lot of snow in Toronto's pretty much gone. Yeah, that seems to be what the sim is telling me today, so that makes sense. Nighthawk says still lots of snow in your area, but we are getting lots of rain today in the GTA. Yeah, so I think what the sim won't do is track residual snow, which I know happens. You know, if it's warm, the sim just assumes there's nothing there. So it is what it is. But yeah, we got a couple birds today, so I can see Mrs. Tippy. I think that's you. She's got her strobes and lights flashing away there, and although it doesn't look it, I would presume that Nighthawk is in his Chancellor. Today we are flying the Scott Leaf livery. It's the original livery of the Just Flight Piper Aero Turbo. It's a quick old little plane, and it's very effective at getting the short airfields. I was debating using the turbine today, but Tobermory, it's like, I think it's only like 700 feet or something crazy like that. So anyway, route today, let's go through that. So the route is available for download if you want to import that in. Obviously Xbox you might struggle, but just to show you what we're doing. Whoop, wrong button. This is what I want. Okay, so we are here starting off in Toronto City Center. So we are gonna go all the way up to intercept the Wyerton VOR here. We're then gonna go on a custom heading. So what I'm trying to intercept here is Miller Lake, which is right about there, and this has a lot of history for our family. So there's a beautiful campground up there with trailers, and you can do tents and things like that. It's still been owned by the same family for a good part of 40 years or something like that. So we're gonna do that, and then heading up, we're going to make a landing into Tobermory. Which is a little bit tricky. It's right surrounded by trees, and Tobermory, Ontario actually is quite pretty as well, so I'll probably do a slow circle around the town there. It's a port city, well known for docking the Chichimon, which is a very, very large ferry, and that ferry actually extends all the way up to, goes up to a place called South Baymouth, I think, on Manitoulin Island. It's one of the main transit corridors up to northern Ontario for heavy trucks and things like that. So anyway, after that we are going to we're going to come right down. We'll be skirting the shores of Lake Huron, and then coming down to London. I don't know if we're going to land in London, but we'll definitely overfly it. And I do have some payware scenery there to show you. And then finally we're going to be taking a heading of 089 back to Hamilton, and I've got a surprise for you guys. And Nighthawk, you probably don't even know this. I've got payware scenery for Hamilton Airport, and it looks amazing. And it's from Sim Add-ons, actually. I put a link in the show notes there if you're interested. It's absolutely spectacular. So hopefully you'll enjoy that. And without further ado, let's kick this pig. We got a beautiful sunrise coming here, which I'm really excited about. Let me know if the music is too loud. I can hear it in my head, but hopefully it's all right. Right, we'll bring up the sim noises as well. Yep, that's the route. Thank you, Nighthawk. Appreciate it. Okay, so we're going to put the fuel on here, if I can do that. Don't know why it's not letting me. Oh, it was already on. Okay, fine. Props and mixture to full here. Check the brakes are on, and let's get avionics. Actually, props blocking my... We need nav lights, don't we? Where's nav light? Any collision lights? Oh, maybe we don't have those. Okay. Right. Get ready to start, and a little bit of throttle. Clear prop. Good start. We'll give the engine a couple minutes just to warm up a bit there. We can take off the chocks, tie downs, everything else I think is okay. This one. There we go. Okay, so I do have a flight plan here, so we'll try and load that in. So, I mean, I do have the eggs posted up on the screen if you want to do blind VOR. It's really up to you. I'm probably going to do a hybrid here because the focus of the stream is more on the scenery and talking through all the history and memories that I have had with Karl. Here we go. That should bring that in now, hopefully. Beautiful. Right, now, one thing I do need to find out, what is the current weather in... So the winds are coming out of 08010 knots. So based on that, I think there is a runway there, is there not? Can't remember. There are 2 runways there. Yeah, I think so. We're gonna take this runway here. What is the runways? No, not that one. 08, yeah. So we'll take runway 08. That takes us directly in the wind. We'll do a slow circle over Toronto. That's perfect, actually. And do some fun stuff here. Sorry, I've been out of the game for so long I can't remember how to do anything. Right, now what I do need is lighting. If I can just remember how to turn that on. I think it's this one. Sorry, get that prop out of the way. There we go. A little bit of illumination always helps, eh? Okay, so we will we'll taxi out. I think there's a taxiway that goes out. Now that I look at it, there's a taxiway that goes out here. So right away along, does it? Yeah, I think so. Nighthawk, you lead the way. You're always good at being a pathfinder for me. All right, we can get our anti-collision lights. We don't want pitot heat. We definitely do want. Landing lights are on. Everybody ready to go? I'll just let Nighthawk lead the way. Oh, I think I see Mr. Tippy, and he's looks like he's in the L-17 Bravo, which is cool. Awesome. Brakes off, a little bit of throttle. Be able to do a formation takeoff today, I would think. That'll be fun. Beautiful time to see the city of Toronto as well when the sun's just coming up. Got Mr. and Mrs. Tippy trailing behind us. And this is, like I said, this is paper scenery for Toronto City Centre. You can get this on Orbix. It's really, really good. Pretty much everything, every airport we're landing at today is going to have either payware or freeware scenery, so that's good. Even over London, I've got payware scenery there, so we won't necessarily be landing, but you'll be able to see it from the air. Ontario, luckily, is nice and flat, so we'll probably just pick a nice, comfortable 2,000 feet cruising altitude today. And that windsock is telling us exactly what we want to see. You can see how close to the water this Toronto Island airport is. It's absolutely amazing. Now, it used to be called Toronto Island Airport. It's now called Billy Bishop International, which I find a bit facetious because Billy Bishop is the original name of Owen Sound Airport. So, for whatever reason, they just decided to hijack that name, which I thought was a bit cheeky, but never mind. Toronto tends to do what it wants, doesn't it? So, there we go. Runway 08 at the threshold, and we can start lining up. Actually, I'm going to take a rear position beside Nighthawk so I can see Mr. and Mrs. Tippy take off. So, Mr. and Mrs. Tippy, if you want to go up in front of us. So I'll just park here. How's that? Cool. Mr. Tippy. In that L-17 Bravo, and Mrs. Tippy in that little roadster. I can never remember what airplane it is. Okay, we can get our collision lights on now. See strobes, everyone's all lit up and active and ready to go. That sun is just starting to glisten over the buildings. And I'll say, Mr. Tippy, you take the lead and we'll follow you. We're going to do a takeoff, and we'll do a slow circle around the CN Tower, get a good view of Rogers Center. I call it SkyDome because I'm old and I don't like change. And plus, I think Rogers Center is a horrible name for it. Okay. It's Nighthawk. Waiting for that magic 60 knots or so, start pulling back on the stick. And gently and gracefully into the sky. Nighthawk obviously has a faster rotation speed than I do. Gear up. And flaps can come up as well. And we've got some freeware. That's a freeware CN Tower. Absolutely stunning. Also using the Toronto City Scenes. Toronto City Scenes, which is available from Orvix, which is really cool. Really totally enhances all the buildings. Many condominiums that you see around Toronto. Which completely blots out the sky from if you're in the city. But I'm sure there's some lucky people that live in these places that get to see a brilliant view every morning. There is Rogers Center, home of the Toronto Blue Jays. Karl and I saw Blue Jays many times there. And I think, are we just about 2,000? Yep, so I'm going to put on the autopilot at this point. And we'll lock that altitude with our little click spot there. And once we intercept course, we'll switch this over to nav. I think we're on GPS. No, we're on VLOC. GPS now. And heading can come on, and that should turn us onto our route. There we go. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Get some lovely views of the airport here. Let's see. Or not the airport, the Toronto City Center. Okay, I'm going to slow everything down a bit. So I'm going to bring those props back. Now that flashing light is because we don't have the emergency gear release in the correct position, so that'll fix that. Still got an overboost warning, so we're just going to drop the throttle a bit until that comes off. There you go. And that is our cruise configuration for the Turbo Aero. There we go. Hopefully you guys can catch up to me. Do you want me to slow down a bit? It's a slow mist hanging over Western Toronto and Mississauga. Lots of golf courses, as you'll see as we go. Golf courses everywhere. There's a flapping Canadian flag at the top of the sea. Oh, is there? Oh, I didn't see that. That's pretty cool. Now you see Toronto Airport around here, International Airport. Can't remember where it is actually. Oh, there it is. So that's Pearson International. I'd much rather fly into Toronto City Centre. I'm also interesting, not in the news today, but Parallel 42's got this really cool app called Chase Plane. I'm actually kind of looking forward to seeing that. Right, you guys are kind of straggling a bit, so I'm gonna slow down. Just so you guys can catch up to me. Here's a really good view of Pearson International. There's the new Terminal 1, which is horrible. When I flew over to Canada a couple weeks ago, I actually went to Amsterdam, KLM, and then flew over that way to Toronto. And we landed at Terminal 3, which is much older. But I gotta tell you, it's so much more comfortable to fly out of Terminal 3. I love that terminal. It's got some nice restaurants in there. It feels really relaxed and chill and cozy. Terminal 1 just feels like very sterile and busy and awful. I really don't like it at all. Oh, you're paused for a bit. No worries. Well, I think I'm going about 140 knots at the moment, so it should give everyone ample opportunity to catch up. I know Nighthawk can catch up to me in a heartbeat, so. So we are now coming up to intercept YYZ VOR, and this will now take us on a northwesterly path across Ontario towards Wyerton. You see lots of cargo through Pearson International. These are all pretty much cargo depots, distribution centers, etc. I don't know the figures, but there's a lot of cargo that comes into Pearson. A lot. And a lot that goes out, I suppose, as well. And keep an eye out. Let's see, we'll count how many golf courses we can see today. I've counted one so far. I think that's a park. As we head up over northern Mississauga. Can't remember, is this where Brampton is? Can't recall. But yeah, lots to see here. Oh, I can see Mississippi starting to catch up now. Brampton to my left. All right. Over here. Okay, yeah. I'm still seeing a little bit of snow here. Actually, the snow's increasing, so maybe the sim's actually doing a much better job than I expected. Yes, I'm definitely seeing residual snow. That is cool. And that's probably pretty accurate. It's really accurate. Huh. Well, that was a pleasant surprise. I didn't expect to see any snow at all. So yeah, that's probably very accurate depiction of. Whoa, that was a good flyby. Very accurate depiction of very early spring in Canada. You're parallel to the 410 on your left. Okay. That will be here, I think, won't it? Yeah. Yeah, I don't... I used to know all these roads like the back of my hand, but it's going back a couple weeks ago. I was like, I kind of remembered where I was going. I knew enough to get home, but I couldn't remember all the little turns and intricacies of the motorway system. This is really cool. So we are seeing a lot of residual snow here. This is good. Well done. You know what? I take it back. Microsoft Flight Simulator has pleasantly surprised me today. That's cool. Oh, it'll be coffee time soon, eh? You know what? I'm gonna let's go up to 4,000 feet, guys. I think it'll be a lot more interesting, just a little bit higher. So I'm gonna take off. Just put a little bit of up trim in here. Probably increase my cruise a bit as well. Let's stick another couple thousand on our altitude, because we'll see a lot more in the distance. And look at that sun just glistening off the terrain as we climb up as well. That's really nice. I love that. I always find when you're flying in Flight Simulator, it's so much nicer if you're doing like a kind of a sunset or a sunrise. It seems just to light everything up a bit more. And it's, you know, that's very true to real life as well. If you're flying as a passenger, it's always more interesting to see the world around you when the sun's setting or sun's rising. The moon is pretty big. Yeah, I know. I noticed that actually. So you can find it. Where is the moon? Oh, can't see the moon now. I could see it earlier. Oh well. Starting to get into farmland area now. Passing 3,000. We'll level off at 4,000. That should give us a nice scenic cruising altitude for VFR. See more golf courses. Oh, is that a golf course? Tell. Play golf course bingo. At the moment I only got one. Just coming up to 4,000. Mr. Tippy says all the golf courses are rapidly disappearing. Are they? Developers are buying them up and putting up houses. Incredible. I mean, I'm not a golfer, but I think it's nice that, you know, all these massive neighborhoods of houses are broken up a bit by some at least parkland and even a golf course is better than just having endless surveys, you know. But nobody cares anymore, do they? There is 4,000. Level up there. And let the airplane pick up a bit of speed. And off we go. So, yeah, where we're headed now. So, Bruce Peninsula. I mentioned Miller Lake. Bruce Peninsula is a beautiful, beautiful part of southern Ontario. It's basically, I would call it cottage country west in terms of southern Ontario. So cottage country, if you mention that to Ontarians, will usually think of the Muskoka region or possibly the Kawarthas. But Bruce Peninsula is kind of, it's slightly lesser known to a lot of people from eastern and Toronto area. Initially, it's probably more known now, I would say, but back in the day, I mean, a lot of people that used to go up to Bruce Peninsula were from Hamilton or possibly London, Ontario. So that seemed to be like the natural progression of movement from southwestern Ontario up to the Bruce. Absolutely amazing place. It's got a few lakes there that we'll see, and it's sandwiched between Lake Huron and Georgian Bay. The advantage to that is it gets really hot in the summer in Ontario, and it gets quite muggy and humid as well at times. But the Bruce Peninsula, because it's between these two large bodies of water, always has this gentle breeze that kind of washes through, and it's just a bit of relief. So when you go up there, it's always about maybe 5 degrees cooler. Still warm, but a lot cooler and a lot less humid, and it's made the Bruce Peninsula a very, very pleasant place to stay in the middle of the summer. And it's a place that we cherish quite a lot. We're passing Orangeville. Okay, let's see if we can spot that. Oh, yeah, there we go. There's Orangeville. Strange fact about Orangeville. I don't know about now, but in years past, Orangeville and Scottish rugby had a very strong connection, and they did a lot of rugby exchanges to Orangeville and back to Scotland. With a lot of the under-18 clubs and some of the senior clubs as well. I don't know what specifically about Orangeville was big on rugby, but it just seemed to be a place that was well known by a lot of people in Scotland who played rugby. And of course, we're cheering for Scotland today, but Scottish rugby fans, of course, this is the last weekend for the Six Nations. And if Scotland beats France, England wins the championship. And so the Scottish fans are at odds. They don't want to lose, but then they don't want England to win. You know, it's that kind of that rivalry that Scotland and England have. It's absolutely hilarious to watch. Okay, I'm feeling coffee. Is anybody feeling coffee time yet? I think I might switch up the music though. What's our choices here? We got lo-fi, blues. I think I might go lo-fi for a bit. A little bit of chill music while we're cruising over the south here. I'm going to grab coffee. Mr. Tippy, you grab coffee. Mrs. Tippy, you grab coffee. And Nighthawk, grab an orange juice. No, I'm joking. You can grab what you want. I'm going to be right back. I'll see you guys in a sec. And, what I was going to say, Nighthawk, feel free to call out any any landmarks you see along the way. I'm back. Yeah, there's a lot of windmills up here. I was shocked. I was up here around May, last May, and yeah, they're everywhere. They're absolutely freaking everywhere. It's unbelievable. They'll probably confirm it, Mr. Tippy. There's definitely a lot of windmills up here. And see, when you're driving past it, it doesn't look good either. It's horrible. But of course, you know, the power isn't used by Ontario. It's sold down south, right? Well, maybe not at the moment. Alright, where are we? I was trying to get the GTN up there, but it wasn't playing ball, so... We should start seeing Owen Sound and Georgian Bay at some point. I think we overfly over Owen Sound, actually, if I remember. Yeah, Owen Sound's about here. It's what they call the butt. It's an elephant's butt of Ontario, isn't it? Because if you zoom out... Southern Ontario looks like an elephant. There's a trunk. There's the front leg. There's the tail. And Owen Sound? Where's Owen Sound? It's in the elephant's butt. So it's always easy to find out. Sorry, I still got my coffee thing on here. It's always easy to spot where Owen Sound is on the map. Yeah, still lots of snow up here, isn't there? We'll see if we'll see any ice at all. I don't see any at the moment. If you're not from Ontario, the first observation you'll make is, my God, this is flat. And it is. It doesn't look that way when you're on the ground, though. You do get a little bit of terrain, but not much. Not much. Nothing like British Columbia or Alberta, or even the maritime provinces are probably more interesting. If we look off our distance, we can see Georgian Bay there. Which is pretty big. Quite soon we'll be seeing Owen Sound. It's amazing how fast you can cover this distance. If you were to drive from Toronto to Wyerton, you are talking about a solid 4 hours of driving. And we're covering it in... When did we take off? About 20 minutes ago? Mind you, we're maintaining pretty good speed. I think we're about 145 knots, so... Actually, what's the temperature right now? We're at 4,000 feet. Temperature is... Oh, it's 5 degrees. It's warm. No, 10 degrees. Is it 10 degrees in Ontario? Oh my God. That's crazy. This time of year. So 4,000 feet out there. So true airspeed about 150 knots, guys. Whereabouts do your cousins live, Mr. Tippy? I'm just curious. Warm spell may reach 20. Wow. I don't think the snow's going to stick around much longer then. Get a little bit of turbulence up here now. A lot of turbulence. Orangeville. Oh, Mount Forest. Yeah. I spent a lot of years living in Durham, Ontario. Actually, with the high school in Hanover. So Mount Forest, I think, is in Wellington County, though, but it's just below the line for Grey County, or what I think it's called Grey Beers or something now. But yeah, I lived in Grey County for 7 years, 8 years. I loved it up there. It was great place to grow up. And even from where we lived in Durham, it still took 2 hours to get to Miller Lake. Okay, Owen Sound is approaching. Wow, it's really, really bouncy here, isn't it? Oh! Lost Nighthawk, where is he? Nighthawk, you still flying with us? I did artillery training in Meaford. Yeah, there's a tank range there. Ottawa here, checking in. Good morning. Hi, Mark. How you doing? Anyone from Ottawa is welcome here. Oh, there's Nighthawk. He was up above me. Yeah, we're not doing Ottawa today, but we have done in the past. My sister actually lives in Ottawa. She's not far away from the Aviation Museum, and I've got a very, very close friend who lives just over the river in Gatineau. She's near you? You're quite close to the Aviation Museum, yeah. Yeah, they were lucky. They bought my brother-in-law, he's French-Canadian. But they bought a house there. Well, they'll be about 20 years ago. So I mean, they couldn't possibly afford to buy it nowadays, right? Junior, Charlie Yankee Romeo Oscar. Is that where they have the? So my nephew is going through his commercial flight training right now. Is that where they have the flight instruction school? Rockcliffe, yeah, that sounds familiar. I'm pretty sure that's where my nephew's doing his training. He's 50 hours away from his commercial rating, and he's was he? Maybe he's 20 years old. Should see you on sound here soon. Where the Aviation Museum is. Yeah, I think that's where he's doing his training, yeah. I'll be honest, I didn't actually realize that there was an airport there. I knew it was close, but I didn't realize it was that close. Oh, by the way, once we get to Hamilton, our final destination today, you're going to see some awesome stuff. One of the focuses of the scenery is the Wartime Heritage Museum, or Warplane Heritage Museum, I should say, and they've got all their flying aircraft out on the apron for everyone to see, which I'm really, really excited about. Karl and I used to go to the Hamilton Air Show a lot. It's on the same property. Is it? Okay, I didn't even know it was there. I've been to the Aviation Museum. I saw we got the front half of the CF-105, the Arrow, and they had some interesting stuff in that museum, actually. I think they had part of an Iroquois engine as well. Yeah, it's definitely, if you're ever up Ottawa, the Aviation Museum is fantastic. It's really, really, really good. Almost as good as Hamilton's Warplane Heritage Museum. I kid. I mean, Aviation Museum is a different focus, so it's based on static aircraft, but it's a lot of old heritage stuff that you just won't find anywhere else. It's really cool. Why I like Hamilton is most of what they have is heritage, but it all flies, and it flies regularly. So in the summertime, you know, the museum's basically a giant hangar, and they'll just start rolling everything out, and it just takes off and goes flying. And you can book rides, not cheaply, but I mean you can book rides on the Beech 18, the not the Hurricane, but I think there's a Chipmunk, Harvard, Lancaster, Mitchell, PBY, Catalina. It's pretty cool. And I grew up, you know, seeing all this stuff flying over me all the time in Hamilton. There's one sound coming up. Now, the Chi-Chi-Mon, which I mentioned, which departs from Tobermory, and we'll see the port when we get up there, actually docks in Owen Sound in the wintertime. So if you're up in Owen Sound in the wintertime, which is a very cold place to be, by the way, it's extremely cold. The wind chill is ridiculously bad on Lake Huron, or Georgian Bay in the winter. You'll see the Chi-Chi-Mon docked up for the winter. That's where it stays. And then once they, when the spring comes around and the routes start up again, there's an actual cruise. You can book a cruise on the Chi-Chi-Mon to go all the way up to Tobermory, and I think it's quite long actually. It's I could be wrong saying this, but I think it's like 8 hours or almost like possibly more than a day. But the Chi-Chi-Mon's massive ferry, you know, it's got a big restaurant, bar, that whole thing. So, but a lot of people tend to do that, and then do it in the autumn when it comes back to dock up for the winter. So yeah, this is the city of Owen Sound, and the home of the original Billy Bishop Airport, which is, don't know if it'll show me here. No, it's maybe not showing it because of the. But the Chi-Chi-Mon docks somewhere around here. And you can walk right up to it. Can't wait to see your add-on airport. Yeah, I know. It is. It's really cool. It's really cool. And it's not expensive. I got sim add-ons. There's a link in the show notes. I think it was about... Strangely, I think the guy's Swiss. So everything was priced in like Swiss francs, but it worked out to something like £13 sterling. Mr. Tippy says, one of the owners of a Harvard has his plane at our airport, and the Harvards from Hamilton will come and join him. All right, and fly around during the summer. That's cool. I like that. So you get like a formation of Harvards. That's pretty neat. Well, the guy that owns the Mitchell, or at least used to own the Mitchell, inherited from his dad. He's actually a DJ for Sky Blue Radio. The Mitchell that's currently maintained in Hamilton. And also had a number of chances to meet David Rohrer, who used to be the chief pilot for the Lancaster. He's a really nice guy, super nice guy. Okay, we'll be overflying Wyerton Airport shortly. See everybody behind me, and you can hear that wind. It's absolutely brutal up here in the winter. So one thing I don't miss about Grey County, it is so cold. The wind chill is phenomenal. It just feels like you're in a wasteland in the wintertime. But in the summertime, it's absolutely lovely. It's a beautiful place. Nighthawk says, I've been to Owen Sound, but I don't think I've been to Wyerton and Tobermory. Yeah, it's if you ever get up that way, Nighthawk, it's absolutely beautiful. Really, really nice. And when you're driving, you can't see anything for trees, right? Oh! Looks like we got a new weather report, and Microsoft Flight Simulator has decided that there's a lot more snow up here. And that, to be fair, I kind of expected that. It's even though it's not that much further north, it can be such a dramatic difference See, such a dramatic difference between kind of the Lake Ontario area and nobody, I mean, only the diehards who live here actually live in this area during the winter. Any of the population in the summer is probably triple on the Bruce Peninsula what it would be in the wintertime, because it is a very hostile area. Lake effect snow, yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely, it would be, yeah. 100%. I've got a family who lives in Kincardine. I think these trees are causing havoc with my frames. Yeah, I had this problem before. There's just so many bloody trees up here. Oh, man. Bit of a crosswind there by the looks of it, too. Bit of crabbing. Let's see if we can spot... Now, Wyerton Airport, unlike Tobermory, Wyerton Airport is actually relatively well used. It's also, I believe, a medevac designated airport for this area of Ontario. So any kind of casualties or severe medical conditions around the Bruce Peninsula and kind of surrounding area will be medevaced out of Wyerton Airport. But it's a relatively substantial airport. And yeah, as the frames are telling you, there are a heck of a lot of trees up here. There's Wyerton there. Still can't see the... Oh, there's the airport right below us. There you go. So you'll see it is a fairly substantial airport, actually. 2 runways there. Wasaga Beach has built up over the years. Yeah, it has. Yeah, for sure. Your uncle lives full-time in Wasaga Beach? All right, okay. And Christian, hello Christian, how you doing? It's considered an international airport. What's considered? Wyerton. Is it? I mean, it is big. Really big, actually. Wouldn't surprise me. I suppose, being international, would that mean you get kind of flights down to the States, or... Okay, so have we made our turn yet? Yeah, so we're going to make our turn. We're now going to overfly Miller Lake. You're going to see a lot of lakes up here, actually. I don't know if it gives you that kind of detail on the map. I think so. Wasaga Beach, you got a flashback from 1988. Yeah, it's still going as far as I know. It's my old roommate from years ago, Roger. They've still got a cottage up in Wasaga Beach, which they bought a long time ago. Again, I wouldn't want to know how much you'd have to pay for that now. The airport is bigger than the town. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. I did not know that. I knew it was a major airport for Ontario, but I had no idea that. I mean, surely it's been expanded over the years then. So I don't think it was that big when I lived there. But we're talking about 30 years ago. Alright, just make sure we're still on track. Yep, and now we're heading up to Bruce Peninsula, so this is really cool. And remember what I said about cross current. So in the summer, when it's really muggy and you just want a break, you come up to the Bruce, and the reason is you got Lake Huron on your left side, facing north, and Georgian Bay on your right side, and you get a breeze, pretty much always typically crossing from west to east. And it just cools everything off a little bit and takes all the humidity away. It's really, really nice. Lovely place. Lots of cottages up here. Obviously not right at the moment, but and it's a lot of forest too. There's also you get Cypress Lake up here as well, which is a rattlesnake reserve. And yes, there are rattlesnakes. Much to my mother-in-law's terror when we took her there one time. She's got a death fear of snakes, and we finally mentioned that we're on a rattlesnake reserve, and she went, "What?" And then a garter snake happened to cross her path. I've never seen someone scream so loud in my life. Quite funny. Mark says OPP caught us with open beers in the water. Oh yeah, we were dumb. 18 and underage to boat. Drove back to your cabin, gave $50 tickets, so I think it got away all right. And he signed your buddy's basketball. That's funny. That's brilliant. Yeah, it's pretty. They're pretty strict on that now with drinking and boating, aren't they? My cousin Ray used to dock in. I think he docked in at Lion's Head. So Lion's Head is, I think, around here somewhere. Maybe not as far up north of that yet. Where are we? Yeah, I think Lion's Head's maybe a bit further up. We should see it. It's not a massive place, but it's big enough. It's got a supermarket, a couple restaurants, that kind of thing. Actually, I think that might be Lion's Head over there. Yeah, I think that's Lion's Head. So if you're pretty much up this far on the Bruce, Lion's Head's generally where you go to get food and alcohol. And they've got an LCBO and all that kind of thing. Cops were mostly chill back then, yeah. I mean, the OPP were. I didn't find them too bad. I did get a couple of nuisance tickets from them. I remember being pulled over in the winter, but the roads were completely clear. There was like a little bit of snow on the edge of the road, but not actually on the road, like on the shoulder. And I got pulled over for doing 90 and 80, so 90 kilometers an hour and an 80. And the guy gave me 2 points for driving, for speeding under bad road conditions. And I just looked at him like, what are you talking about? The roads were completely clear. But he was just being a dick. Yeah. Yeah, it's I've had some interesting tickets. I mean, I was let off a pretty bad one, though. I've had a mixture. The only time I would have ever possibly almost got a speeding ticket in Scotland, there was an unmarked SUV behind me, right on my ass. So I got to a straightaway bit on the A road, the highway there. Kicked it up to 100 miles an hour, and then the lights came on. I was like, are you freaking kidding me? So he pulled me over, and I know a couple cops, so there's a certain thing you can do to try to show respect and awareness of cops on patrol. And I opened the window, and he said, "Do you know why I stopped you?" And I went, "Yep." I'd never mentioned that he was tailgating me and kind of intimidating me. I didn't get into that. He goes, "You're going pretty quick there." I'm like, "Yeah, I was, yeah." He says, "Well, can you just slow down? We'll let this slide for this on this occasion." I went, "Yep, we'll do." And that was it. He walked it, and I pulled out. And I told everyone. And apparently, people who live in Scotland, they say cops never let people off tickets ever. Like, it just doesn't happen. But it did for me. So I don't know. It must have been my epic charm. He was having a bad day. Yeah, he definitely was having a bad day. Yeah. Yeah, he definitely was having a bad day. Okay, we are looking for Miller Lake now, aren't we? Oh, I think that might be Miller Lake coming up. So this is Highway Road, I think the 6, Highway 6. And this goes all the way up. You'll see it kind of bends to the west a bit and then comes back in before it goes all the way up to Tobermory. So there's a road that comes along here, and we come around this side of it. So Summer House Park is the name of the place that we used to go. I'm gonna see if there's any kind of rendering of it from the satellite images. The satellite telemetry up here is not fantastic, so we might not see much, but we'll see. We'll try. I think Summer House Park's right at the end. I could be wrong. Actually, that could be it there. Oh, frames. And you can just see how many trees there are. But yeah, there's a lot of cottages. You can also see there's a lot of cottages along here. So there's actually two trailer parks up here. So there's Summer House Park and there's Miller Lake Campground. I think that's Summer House Park right there. Could be wrong. I'd have to go check them out. Great place for water skiing. Just tends to be what you see are people just kind of lounging around in boats. Yeah, look at that crosswind. Okay, and on to Tobermory Airport now. So we're gonna see if we can find that. Sure, I'll see if we've got everyone behind me still. Want to cut all of our feature flyers out. Nighthawk, Mr. Tip. Oh, where's Mrs. Tippy gone? Oh, she's over there. Okay. Again, it seems like this suggests that there's no snow up here. I think it's a funny time of year. I think the simulator is probably struggling to know what to do. Okay, we are going to take the autopilot off now. I'm going to put props up and drop our speed a bit. And let's start looking for an airport. Oh, it's says Mark says it's oh cool. It's a bunch of U's. What's sim? It's this is 2020. Yeah, 2020 with enhancements, but I use things like Rex Terrain or Rex Seasons or something like that. I think it's in the show notes. But 2020 still looks pretty damn good. I do have 2024. I'm just until they start making it compatible with all the add-ons. I don't like the default planes. They just don't seem to work right. But it does look amazing. I mean, I will say that 2024 is just that step higher, and performance-wise, it's a lot better because it supports multi-threading in a much bigger way. Mr. Tippy says, it's my first time back in 2020 in probably a month. All right, have you been flying 2024 then? Or just not flying at all? You have been flying 2024, okay. And how do you find that working? Has that been working okay for you? I had 2024 out. I was flying earlier in the week. I tried the Innie Builds, probably for the 8th time. The Innie Builds A320 V2, and everything was good. It was working fine. Got it up to cruise. I was just doing a little flight from London or Edinburgh to London. I got up to cruise altitude, and the autopilot just starts randomly disconnecting, like for no reason whatsoever. And I found some notes on it, and apparently someone had asked in builds, and they're like, oh yeah, if the weather changes, sometimes that can upset the autopilot. You just got to put it back on again. But it was happening constantly. I'm like, I don't think that's a really good answer because you know, there's other options. I'm desperate for fly-by-wire to get their stuff into 2024, properly release it. I know people are porting it, but I'd rather get like an actual official release that installs into the sim, you know. It's working very well now. Yeah, Sim Update 1 came out, didn't it? I think that's made a big difference. All the streamers we fly with are pretty much strictly 24 now. Okay. Well, I might give it a go next week. We'll see. Nighthawk, did you get 2024 yet? Oh, the Phoenix Works. Well, that'll be a yes. And the Phoenix Works sale. Yeah, I don't have the Phoenix yet. I'm actually inclined to get the Phoenix now, just because that's the only option. I really would love to see the Duke turbine in. Okay, there's our airport. We need to slow down here. SU2 beta is coming around for the 20th. Oh, well, that's quick, eh? Mark says tried 2024 last week. Still doesn't automatically map HOTAS buttons. Yeah, I know. It can be a pain. I'd have to map each button manually. I had to do that, Mark. I gave up and just went through every control on all, because I've got T16000 thrustmaster stick. I've got the SciTac throttle quadrant, and I've got rudder pedals. And I just found it was a heck of a lot easier just to map everything deliberately. It was a pain, but it works. And one thing I did know or find out is you have to create a profile. Make sure you create a profile, and that seems to save to cloud. I don't know what the winds are doing right now. We'll have a look. I think there's a windsock down here. Now this is a nice little bit of freebird scenery. Nighthawk deserves all the credit for finding it. But it's cute. It's just a little airport. So what we'll do is do an overflight here because there is a windsock. See where that windsock's going. Nighthawk says yes, had for a few months, basically a 30% flight success rate. Yeah. What, just because things are crashing, or? What's that windsock saying? It says it's almost a hard crosswind coming from the north by the looks of it. So it looks like we'll be coming from the other direction. A little bit of power here, a little bit of altitude. Wow, this is bouncy. Super bouncy. Oh, Nighthawk's down. The frames are okay right now, though. Okay, I'm going to drop the gear. And we'll see if we can get an approach going here. It might be a bit high, I can't tell. Oh! A little bit high. A little bit high. A little bit high. Okay, let's get some full flaps in. She's bumpy. Really bumpy. Whoa. Wow. That is turbulence and a half, that. Woohoo! Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, I just got away with that one. And it bounced. That is terrible, guys. That's the worst landing of the year. Oh, that's commitment bias. I should have gone around. Come on, slow down, slow down, slow down. I'm going off threshold. Okay. Oh, that was awful. Greaser. Greaser. in a strange alternate reality, yes, it probably was. Is anybody else coming in? Or is everybody down? Oh, Mr. Tippy's up, or Mr. Tippy's up there. Alright, let's oh, why is my throttle off? Something weird going on with throttle quadrant here. I think my throttle's just literally broken. Wow. Yeah, maybe the throttle quadrant's literally just given up on me. That's good. Let's park up and we'll see if we can get anybody coming in. Oh, is Mr. Tippy coming in? He's looking good. Much more stable approach than my half-assed, half-hack landing. That looks spectacular landing, actually. Especially in that crosswind. That's really, really well done. Yeah, a little bit of veering to be expected. Mrs. Tippy's way off in the distance. Are you coming in for a landing, Mrs. Tippy, or should we just take off again? Looks like she's way out there. Well, that really sucks. I'm just gonna try and unplug this and plug this back in again, just see if it makes any difference. Hoping it's just a but I have a sneaking suspicion. Yeah, I think that axis is completely gone now. Hooray! Okay. Alright, I need a backup throttle then. Oh well, I think I got about 2 years out of that throttle quadrant. This is the problem with potentiometer stuff, eh? Right, I need to set up. Now, luckily I've got a second T16000, so I'm just going to assign that. Orange. Okay, nothing assigned, that's good. Come on. You stepped away? Okay, no worries. I've got my throttle quadrant just kicked out on me. Like, broke permanently, I think. Throttle axis. Throttle axis. That sucks. Well, I guess I gotta think about a new throttle quadrant then. Oh no, that's not working either. Okay, alright. So my throttle quadrant is not broken. Huh. Right. Let me just check something. Let me just see if anything is firing on its own. Do you have throttle salver? Check the axis. Yeah, well, actually, that's a good point, because I could just check on... just check on here, couldn't I? Okay, yeah, it's the sim. Okay, that's good news. Why is the sim glitching out then? That's weird. Mr. Tippy, have a great day. Are you leaving? Oh, I gotta go stock the vans and for a big job. Oh, okay, fair enough. No, thanks for flying the first leg with us anyway. Great to see you. So, yeah, for whatever reason, it looks like the sim's glitching out. I don't know why. I wonder what the... If I go to the calibration settings in here, I wonder if this says... That's fine. How weird. It's almost like a bug in the aircraft, I think. I'm just going to do a quick Google on this. Check for conflicting control. Sure, no assisted takeoff settings and calibrate your throttle axis. Debug. Let's see what the bindings are for the throttle then. Let's get rid of the throttle cut keyboard assignment. Ooh. Don't want that either. Get rid of that. Maybe it is a conflict. I don't know. Huh. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna reload the sim from Tobermory to see if that fixes up. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. I've never seen that problem before. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna restart the flight. Yeah. Mrs. Tippy, you're sticking around, are you? Good. Oh, you landed. Sorry, I've been trying to diagnose this problem. Are you, Mrs. Tippy, are you having to take off as well? Oh. I still got coffee left? No, I think I drank it all. Okay, I don't think we'll land at London, so we're just going to head straight down and then cut straight into Hamilton, because I don't want to go too much overtime today. Otherwise, Isaac get in trouble by the boss, the big boss. You know who the big boss is? What is it? CNR4. Whoa. A lot of lag on this today. I don't know what's going on. Shall we try again? So at least I don't have a broken throttle card, and that is a relief. It's almost like some sort of code glitch, isn't it? Oh, we never did news today, did we? All right, let me see if this works, and then if it does, we'll do the news quickly. Beautiful area, though, isn't it? That's better. Yay. Okay. All right. Fine. Shall we do some news? All right. Let's do the news, guys. And not a lot to cover today, but a few interesting things. So Microsoft, there's an Embraer Praetor 600, which looks really, really cool. Corporate jet, as part of a new strategic partnership. So this is alongside the release of World Update 19. The Microsoft Flight Simulator team has revealed an exciting new partnership with Embraer, renowned Brazilian air. Well, of course, everyone knows who Embraer is. It'll introduce several of Embraer's most popular aircraft, starting with the Praetor 600. That's really cool. Please tell me there's a 195E2 coming. And they don't say. But I'm super excited, because if this means we might get a Embraer 195E2, which is pretty much Embraer's answer to the C Series or the Airbus 220. I think that's going to be amazing, and it's a great aircraft. I've been flown on as a passenger a few times. It's absolutely lovely. So that is super, super exciting. So we'll keep an eye on that. World Update 19, of course, is big news. This has come out for simultaneous release on both sims for 2020 and 2024. 2020 is a download from the marketplace. I believe 2024 is it'll just stream it automatically if you're flying that over the area. But that covers Brazil, Guyana, Suriname, and French Guiana, which is really exciting. So that's going to give us a lot more kind of South America away and some of the islands around there too. So that's really, really cool, and it looks awesome. I presume that'd be 2024. I think that'd be Rio. Looks like Rio, doesn't it? So you've got that statue of Jesus or something somewhere, don't you? If you are a MD-80 fan, Leonardo has released the Mad Dog 10 for 2024, which is great news if you are a big fan of Leonardo's work. And you can get this, if you don't, you can get this on SimMarket for 72 euros, which is on special just now, down from its usual 90 euros. So you can convert to your local currency for that. Nighthawk says FlightFX Embraer E145 is looking good. Okay, yeah, we'll keep an eye on that for sure as well. That's a rear engine, isn't it? A 145, I believe. South Oak. Now, this is cool. So here's a new add-on called Aerofire Global 24. And what this does is it uses, rather than use a mission system, it uses the inherent ability for 2024 to render forest fires. And it creates them, I think, if I'm reading this correct, in free flight based on real-world forest fire tracking. So, unfortunately, this is kind of, we're getting into that time of the year, and it has become a reality for a lot of places. It sounds like if there's an active forest fire in a given area, like whether it be kind of northwest Canada or in California or some places in Greece, things like that. If there's a fire and it's tracked on the national or international database, this app will actually render that fire in the sim. It's bittersweet because obviously we don't like forest fires. It's a horrible thing, a new reality that we have to deal with climate change. But it does make the sim very realistic, and maybe in some ways it could help raise awareness about the dangers that these forest fires pose every year, and the countless people and aviators that work so hard to try and control them and fight them. So it's very exciting add-on for me, I think, and I'm going to be really curious to see if other add-on companies maybe release more firefighting aircraft, and it's compatible with the stuff that's built in. So you got the 747 Supertanker Viking 415, the famous Canadair, which is now Viking, I guess, and the Air Tractor AT802, which is really neat. Eagle Dynamics announced Cold War Germany map for DCS. If you're a DCS flyer, East Germany, or Cold War Germany rather, which was split between the East and West, is obviously a well-known theater. Thankfully never exercised into any real conflict, but was always considered a major hotspot or trigger point for potential conflict with the Soviet Union. So if you're in DCS, you'll probably want to check that out, and there's a lot of heritage around that. F4 Phantom, I think, would probably be one of the key aircraft for that area as well. Bush Talk Radio, I've never heard of this actually. So Bush Talk Radio, essentially what it does is it's community driven, and it gives your virtual flights sightseeing adventures. So as you're flying over a certain area, it picks up where you are, and it triggers automated audio tours, which is really neat. So I can only assume that the audio tours are actually created by the community based on areas. So, pretty much like what we're doing today with Ontario, isn't it? 25,000 locations are covered, which is absolutely astounding. And official world updates and lots of community submitted entries. So that, I think, is really cool. So if you're flying over a certain area, maybe you're flying over London, you got Bush Talk Radio, it'll pick up and you'll get an audio tour from some guy based out of London. You're like, all right, if you look over to your left, that kind of crap. Don't quote me on my accent, right? Finally, another DC thing, Razbam, which is a developer for DCS aircraft, is showing off their Mirage 2000D, and it's looking pretty good. And there's some, I don't know, they've had some conflict with something or blah. I'm not really sure. But it all amounts to improving an aircraft or releasing a new Mirage 2000. And if you like DCS and you like the French heritage of supersonic fighters, then that is probably one to check. And that's our news today, guys. So let's get right back to the flight. Alright, bring some music back up here. Right, let's get this show on the road. Okay, fuel is already on for some reason. Prop some fuel to full. Parceling and clear prop. Get our flight plan back in here. Yeah, that's a really weird bug. I've never seen that happen before. I'm not quite sure why I did that. We'll go down to... Oh, that's already picked up that. That's our active leg, so that's cool. That's very helpful. Right. With you guys in 2 ticks. Turned on, and that is good, and that is good. Where's the fuel pump? Is that what I turned on? That's the fuel pump there. Okay, we don't need that. All right. Oh, it must be really windy. I love this scenery. Oh, let's just quick look. So this is freeware scenery. There's a link to it for Tobermory Airport. Really cool. And what I like about it is it puts all these very authentic looking cracks into the apron and the taxiway, which I think is really neat. As you see, there's not a lot to it. It's basically like a clubhouse, some parking. Presume that would be, yeah, that road's not really rendered, but that'll probably be asphalt road, I would think. That heads out to Highway 6. Yeah, it's just a nice little labor of love there, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, let's head out, guys. Flap set. Are you guys already taken off? Oh no, you're there. Okay. Right, Nighthawk, Mississippi, you take off ahead of me. I'll catch up to you somehow. I'm tired of you being behind me. It'd be nice to see you ahead of me for a change. So I'll hold short. Oh, mind you, we got to backtrack, don't we? Or are we just going to try and wing it? We'll just try and wing it. Okay, there goes Mississippi. Just wait for Nighthawk, and then we'll get going. God, she gets up in seconds when that thing, doesn't she? This Nighthawk. Brakes released. Up he goes. Now you really have to gun it. It's not a long runway. I probably could have done it in turbine, to be fair. Oh, there's the wind kicking in. A lot of left rudder to hold the plane here. Whoa. Get up. Okay. Scrappy. Very scrappy. Okay, gear up. Wow, that wind is just phenomenal. This is why you don't try to land here in the winter, if you can avoid it. Holy crow. That's a lot of wind. Okay, we'll steer 180 here, so just still staying manual at the moment. Let's get a little bit of altitude. Just to try and get ahead of, above some of this chop. We get a bit more stability if we take it up to about 6,000, so we'll see what happens. Wow, this is really pushing the plane. Mark says, read in our local news that we've had the windiest meteorological winter since 1970. Well, there you go. So the sim is just telling it like it is then. It's certainly been pretty windy here this year, but we do expect that. I live in Scotland, of course, so we do expect that in Scotland this time of year anyway. Actually, if anything, I think we've probably got off a bit late this year, but we did have one bad storm that was particularly destructive. Alright, that's looking a little bit better. It's definitely smoothing out as we get up to closer to 4,000 anyway. Let's put that autopilot on. And we'll hold it at about 4,000. Actually, let's go 5,000. What's the temperature up here, actually? Wow, that's 12 degrees. It's crazy. Your English is pretty good for being in Scotland. Yeah, I'm from Hamilton, Ontario originally, but I've lived in Scotland for about 20 years. There's 5,000 coming. So every now and then I'll say something that probably sounds a little bit Scottish. Here we go. 5,000 feet. And we'll go to nav, GPS, and heading. And hopefully the plane will do what we need to do. We can also do all sorts of interesting fun stuff like pitot heat. And there you go. Cool. And we can drop that prop a bit. Bring that manifold pressure down a little. And that should give us roughly a cruising speed of 140 knots, or based on current temperature and altitude, about 155 true air speed. Oh wow, this is really going away. Don't have to fly that dramatically, come on. Oh, went to heading mode, that's why. Okay. I think it'll switch over to nav automatically once it intercepts the GPS path. So what kind of winds, like, I mean, have you seen a lot of high winds in Ottawa then, Mark? Oh, there it switched over to nav. Let's see. Nighthawk. There's Mississippi over there. I can hear that wind. Woohoo! There's some notable towns up here as well. I'll see if I can identify them as we go by them. Kincardine is the one I do want to point out because I do have family to stay there, and Kincardine's absolutely beautiful. Southampton will pass as well, and Port Elgin, all quite notable, and Sauble Beach. So as soon as we get closer to them, actually I'll show you that, where that means. I am cheating a bit here today because we're kind of going GPS, aren't we? So we're about here right now. Place I used to go to quite a bit was Sauble Beach, which is around here. Actually, we got Sauble Beach here, and then Southampton, which actually has a little airport itself. Port Elgin is of note, and then if you go a little bit further south, got Kincardine, which also has an airport, and I've got family that stay in Kincardine, and they're all port cities. Well, so Southampton is somewhat of a port city. Port Elgin is definitely a port city, mostly for pleasure craft. I can't remember if Sauble Beach has a marina either, but anyway. So as we're coming down, we'll see Sauble Beach to our left, and also Southampton, and then eventually Kincardine on our right. Done. Well, yeah, it should be pretty good. Whoop, not you. That one. Well, for the moment, we'll just take in the raw winter beauty of Lake Huron. I'm just going to step away for a couple seconds, guys. Just seeing the GTM map comes out this time. Whoa, something's passing me. I hear a jet. Here it comes. Where is it? Oh! Feel the Reaper. You get that sense there's a flyby coming. Well done, right over my wing as well. Yeah, that's GTN 750's not working at all. Okay, I'm just gonna grab a quick coffee, guys. I'll be right back. Stay tuned. Here I am. Alright, let's take a look. Settle Beach might be over there somewhere. Be that far south yet? Not yet. We're getting hammered by headwinds. Yeah, that's a deplorable ground speed at the moment. Crank it up a little more. Not going to help tremendously, but. Nighthawk says, well, fly close to the Bruce nuclear plants. I wonder if they'll show up. That's a good point. Well, we will cut close to Kincardine, so we should see them. Feel the Reaper! Hi, everyone. How are you doing, mate? Great to see you. Welcome back. By the way, guys, if you happen to be watching and you're new to the stream, please do hit like and subscribe. It really helps us. And say hello. Say hello in the chat. We're friendly people. We try to be. I think. Feel the Reaper might be coming around for another pass. Traffic, I get there's a traffic warning there. You get traffic warning. Oh yeah, there you go. That's good. Big thank you to PMS50 who supports us with this amazing GTN 750 unit. We had an anniversary stream not long ago, actually. We were able to give away a lifetime license to PMS50, which was absolutely fantastic. Stu! Hi also, Stu. Hi, Stu. How are you? Welcome back. And Brett Plays has jumped in. He says, I'm new to the stream, at least in the last year or two. Hello, crew. Hi, Brett. How are you? So Kincardine, talk just a little bit about Kincardine that we're going to be seeing soon. So we have family that stays in Kincardine. Karl particularly loved to go up to Kincardine to visit family there. He often stayed for the weekend. And this would be in the winter and the summer as well. And it's just a really nice area too. It's got a fantastic pub as well. I think it's like a Scottish style pub. I can't remember what it's called, but it's really, really good. It's got a famous lighthouse as well. And Kincardine's also known for its Highland Festival, so it's got a very strong Scottish connection. And every year there's a few events. They've got a pipe band that plays. They've got in the summertime, there's a piper that plays the sunset every night for, I think, through July and August, which is really cool. Brett says I might have been lurking for a bit. That's okay. Lurk away, sir. Lurk away. Oh, there's Stu. Oh, he's in a Phantom. Okay, our ground speed's improved a little bit. But you can see we got 49, 39 almost headwinds there, so that is definitely making life horrible for us at the moment. In terms of where we are, yeah, it's taking a lot longer than I imagined. So we're here, Kincardine is there. Just to make it blatantly obvious, that's where we're going to, and this is where we are at the moment. Moving slowly. Okay, oh, we still got a coffee break thing though. Yeah, it looks dismal today, doesn't it? Woo. Cold. Well, it's not cold though. It's still reading about 10-12 degrees there, which for 5,000 feet is really warm. Must be a lot warmer on the ground, doesn't it? Oh, I'm getting neck pains. Oh, slept in a funny position last night. Hi, Willy, says Stu. How you doing, mate? Yeah, who does the Phantom, Stu? I was looking at getting that. Is that the DC Designs Phantom? Very interested in getting that. And also, I'd like to get the F-14 as well, because purely on the basis that Mrs. Tippy flies around the F-14 a lot, and I'd like to actually see it as an F-14. That's one you want to get to. I love the Phantom. It's my all-time favorite plane. The heat blare in DCS, yeah. Oh, is that coming to Microsoft Flight Simulator? Ah, okay. I wouldn't mind that as long as you can turn off that silly gesture, because that just drives me up the wall. Yeah, you love your fighter jets? Yeah. It is DC's Designs, okay. I thought it might be. Ooh, look at that rain cloud coming. Ooh, that's looking threatening, isn't it? Reminds me of that song, the the Ballad of the Edmund Fitzgerald. My all-time favorite Canadian artists. Although I think that it didn't take place on Huron. I think that took place on Lake Superior. Stupid avoidable accident as well. It was basically just an overloaded boat. You prefer DC design? Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Jester, to be fair. Makes me think how many... Oh, Mrs. Tippy? Yeah, that's what I call her, yeah. How many evening coffees before she's Tippy? Anything Mach 2 plus? Well, the F4, the Phantom's Mach 2, is it not? That should go Mach 2. Pretty much any Cold War era fighter would fly Mach 2 without too much trouble. What made them deficient is they weren't particularly fuel efficient at doing it, but they could definitely do it. Certainly the F-14 could. Evening coffee is code for red wine. Yeah, I figured that. Or if it is coffee, it's probably got a little bit of added Irish to it. That's something Mrs. Canuck likes to do in the evenings on the weekend. That weather's not looking great, is it? Just as well we're flying with GPS today. We're going to overrun on time again, aren't we? Mrs. Tippy says, Willie hasn't witnessed that. He gets me when I have morning coffee. Yeah, fair enough. Do you get a little bit crazy in the evening, do you? Brett says, many of the older aircraft that went fast also did not handle well, correct. The F-104 comes to mind. The Widowmaker. They were made to intercept high-flying bombers, that's right. Yeah. Get close, fire a missile, get away. And don't be too graceful about how you get around it. Why I think the F-4 was cool is it was probably the first truly capable multi-role fighter. It was able to hold its own in a dogfight to some extent, and it was also a fantastic bomber. It was a huge platform for could carry a really large payload. And even up into the 90s, it was still well used for. It was used by the German Air Force for a while, but particularly the Americans would use it for the Wild Weasel Squadron. So they had all the ECM jamming and the anti-radiation missiles for knocking down SAM sites and things like that. MiG-25 had to rebuild engines after flight of Mach 3. Yeah, that's right. But it scared a lot of people, though. I mean, if not for the MiG-25, the F-15 wouldn't exist, right? So it was a lot of hype and a lot of worry for the West for no reason at all, because ultimately the MiG-25 proved out to be a bit of a dud. As do most Russian jets. I mean, yes, Su-57, which is the often lauded stealth fighter, which it is very maneuverable, but not particularly stealthy at all. And certainly nowhere near the avionics of modern systems that you see in NATO aircraft, anyway. You got the 25, do you? Which was the answer to the other, though. Oh, right, yeah, fair enough. I think I might see some rain here soon. Alright, I think it's time for music change. I'm going to go blues. Let's chill. Bring it down. Bring it down a bit. Bring it down. Considering how dark and dismal it is, I think you need some blues to match it. There we go. That feels better. I'll do it. All I can see is name tags in the murk. Oh, here's the rain. As expected. Now, you wouldn't want to do this if it was any colder, that's for sure. But we're okay. We shouldn't have to have any problems with icing. I certainly couldn't be a fisherman, that's for sure. you ever see, you go to Scotland, you go to some of these port cities, and you see the fishermen get off in the boats. They're they're a different breed of people, I'll tell you. I don't know if you get a cabin temperature in here, do you? Still got plenty of fuel anyways, that's good. I don't think you're going to see much of Kincardine at this rate. One man in his aircraft. It looked like Mississippi was almost going negative altitude there for a second. MiG-25 was 67, the F-15 first flew 72. Yeah, the F-15 was a reaction. Yeah. Yeah, it was, yeah. And then the F-15 ended up being remarkable. So, and to this day, it continues to be remarkable. I think they got the new F-15EX, which is pretty cool. Oh, starting to clear the rain a bit. Might be able to see Kincardine after all. Look at all these windmills. You're going to see a lot more of them as well. F-15EX, yeah. So I think that's Kincardine there. Kincardine's going to be off to our right. Oh no, that's Southampton. Yeah, that's Southampton, I believe. You get a lot of nice beaches up here as well. Land. We're over land again. Brett says I got the F-15EX up to 122,000 feet on stream. Wow. Oh no, the F-15, just the regular F-15. Yeah, it's so there was a cool little missile system that was designed for the F-15, which was successfully tested. And what the F-15 would do is kind of like a death climb, you know, get fast and then straight up. And it had a missile that could actually lock onto a satellite. It would lock on the satellite, fire the missile at like some ridiculous altitude, drop off, and then the missile would continue to go up and blow up the satellite. I'm pretty sure I think the Russians have been able to do this as well, and I'm pretty sure the Chinese have been able to do this. But I'm almost dead positive, or dead certain the F-15 was the first to ever do it. He lost control and floated down, tried to do Mach 2.6 and then drilled into the water. Was this on stream, was it? Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, I really do want to get closer to Hamilton right now. I think, guys, we're running a bit over time, so I'm gonna go direct to Hamilton. So I do apologize. We're going to skip London today. But to be fair, London, there was not really point in the trip anyway. Can't remember how you do direct though. Huh. I thought you could do direct. I don't have to activate leg. That's not what I want to do. It depends what our headwinds are doing. They're still pretty hard though. That's the thing. Oh, it was last night? Oh, it was. Oh, you saw it. Did you miss Stibby? It was funny. I suppose I could just delete that waypoint. Okay, that works. Does that revert to heading mode? No, it's still in nav. What do you do direct on this? I can't remember. It was your Friday morning, was it? Okay. $90 miles away. Should be able to close that relatively quickly. You blacked out trying to pull up. Yep, that'll happen. Starting to see smatterings of snow again. It's really cold though, because it does look like it's melting off, doesn't it? That's pretty neat. There's Mrs. Tippy. Oh, there's Nighthawk. There's Field of Reaper. Where's Stu? Is Stu still with us? Well, it is Sunday now. I'm going to call it a night. Oh, is it? Oh, wow. Okay. Brett, great to see you, mate. Have a really good night's sleep. Oh, you're up high, are you? Oh, wow. Yeah, he is. Very high. What are you doing all the way up there? 40,000 feet, almost. All right. Track is 158. What are we currently going? Okay, let's we'll go to heading mode then. We'll go 158. Right there. We don't need a magenta line. Stu loves to go up high and see how fast he can go. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's where you're going to get the speeds, aren't you? Yeah, we I still want to fly over downtown Hamilton and get over Tim Hortons Field before we land. So that's why I'm trying to just get there. And in terms of Tim Hortons Field is the stadium for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. It's my hat that I'm wearing today. It was Karl's favorite team. He used to have season tickets. He used to go see them all the time. I would like to say they won every game, but that'd be a lie. However, it was always a good time there. I was able to join him on a couple occasions over the years. And yeah, it was one of his favorite places. So we've got some great freeware Again, Nighthawk has been gracious enough to point that out. You can see the link in the show notes that renders Tim Hortons field in all its splendor. It's got a capacity of about 24,000 standard audience. Can be expanded to 30,000 for special events if needed. Oh, we got traffic coming. Someone's coming near us. Stu's still up in the ether, is he? Oh. And he's back down with us. Look at that. Just like that. There he is. Wow, those headwinds are not letting loose, are they? I mean, we've got almost 170 knots. Well, no, mind you, maybe it's not impacting as much as I thought it would. Where are we? That's a good question. Where are we? Where are we going to fly over? Oh, Durham's going to be off. Durham's actually off to her left. Oh, we aren't going to fly directly over Mount Forest, though. You think? We're actually, we should see Highway 6 if we continue on this route. Keep an eye out for that. We can actually follow Highway 6 all the way to Hamilton. Might fly over Guelph. Yeah, I think we will, actually. I'll show you what I'm looking at. So we're here. So that's Rothfield. Oh, that's Mount Forest here. Then Arthur. Fergus. Guelph. I think Guelph will be. We'll probably cut in off. Guelph will be off to our. Oh no, we'll fly over Guelph. Yeah, you're right. I think we will. Yep. Yeah, so we're basically going to be tracking Highway 6 just based on flying direct now. Cool. Durham should be out there somewhere. A bit hazy. Oop, what was that? Something click. Strange noise. Okay. Alright, where's Mount Forest? Let's see. Closer. You see it? I got an itchy nose, that means I'm going to get into a fight. See it, yeah. definitely in the distance here somewhere. I'm just looking for it. Would that be it? I think that might be Mount Forest over there. If that's the case, that will probably be Highway 6, I think. I haven't seen any other golf courses. Probably I wasn't looking though. Oh, is that a golf course? Yeah, we are now over Bruce County. Actually, it could be Wellington County now, I think. All I can see is lights behind me. There goes Stu. Whoa, off he goes. Lots of rivers around here as well. Oh, here comes Stu. Here he comes.
Dang.
Hey, who's that? Here he comes. Nice and slow. Look at that. Amazing. We got a new subscriber, Scott Kelly. Scott Kelly, thank you so much for subscribing, mate. We haven't had a reason to do a celebration for a while, so let's do that. Here we go.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Scott. Great to have you along. Welcome to Positive Rate. Friendly bunch of people. Say hello to all the fine folks in the chat. We'd love to talk to you. I'm still looking to see if I can see Mount Forest. Did I miss it? There we go. Cheers, buddy says. Just down the road from Woodstock. Ah, okay. Well, welcome, welcome. That is Mount Forest, guys. Almost positive. Maybe not. Yeah, it is. That is definitely Mount Forest. Interesting fact about Mount Forest. Karl actually liked Mount Forest because there is a Amish outdoor farmers market there every so often. And they actually bring in everything on their wagons and sell it in a parking lot or a car park behind one of the supermarkets. Which is really cool. Very neat. Awesome. On we go. Next town will be Arthur, I think. So have you always lived near Woodstock then, Scott? Was that where you're from originally? See Nighthawk Lone slow down there. Yes, cool. That's a nice place to grow up. So you'll know what a gravel run is then, Scott. Depending on your age. There's a term I haven't said for a good few decades. You do. It's like, what are we doing on Saturday night? go for a gravel run. Yeah, we have been all around this area, various roads over the years. It's definitely getting a bit greener though, isn't it? How's the wind? You just did a flight here in central New York and got all sorts of blunts around. Hi, Blatant Dave, by the way. Hello. How are you? The wind currently is pretty fierce. It's coming out of the southwesterly at 52 knots, which is ridiculous. And we're only at 5,000 feet. Oh, here goes Feel the Reaper. Yeah, it is really windy today. So it's probably made this stream about 20 minutes longer than I expected because our ground speed's crap. I mean, having said that, I mean, it indicates about 165, and that's what it's reading. So I guess we're getting away with it, but it's probably becoming more of a crosswind now, to be fair. But when we were initially coming south, it was almost pretty much a headwind. We had a true airspeed of like 118, which was absolutely pathetic. And I was like, oh my god, this is going to take us ages. By the way, folks, if you're new to the stream, we are Positive Rate. We are community driven. I am the key presenter, but we're based on team effort. I don't do everything. I've got a crew of people that help me out. Nighthawk is flying with us today. He's one of our production support guys and also our news correspondent. So if you're new to the channel, please do like and subscribe. Join our Discord, by the way. You can do that by clicking on this magic link, which is going to appear, hopefully, possibly there. Yeah, come in and say hello. Very friendly community. We just a bunch of friends who love Flight Simulator. We'll talk about anything, and also post screenshots, guys. If you're getting nice screenshots today, post them in the Positive Rate Screenshots channel on our server, and they will get added to our gallery, which shows at the beginning of every stream before we actually start flying. So, you know, if you got some nice screenshots you want to show off, please do share them with us. Okay, we are getting closer to Hamilton. Now, just to get a bit of bearing here, Arthur is next coming up. So if I... yeah, we're about there right now. So we got Arthur there. And then Fergus. We'll probably overfly Guelph. Guelph is pretty big. That's about that size. And then eventually on the way to Hamilton there. So yeah. So not far to go there, and then over Fergus. This is pretty much, if you look at a map, a road map, Highway 6 pretty much goes down like that. Then it gets to Guelph. I think it kind of cuts out for a bit, cuts back in again, and continues on to Hamilton. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Scott says, I'm glad you're delayed. Might not have found you. I love VR loan. So, oh, good to know. Yeah, we don't do that every stream, but we do try to do it regularly. And again, you can't pick a better airplane than this. This is Just Flight's Turbo Aero. Big thank you to them as well. They Just Flight's a big supporter of us, and we love opportunities to get this amazing airplane out. And of course, this is our custom livery courtesy of Flight Designs. This is because I live in Scotland, but originally Canadian, so this is the Scott Leaf right here, which we're quite proud of. I designed it myself, but I'd like to get it put on some more airplanes, but I kind of convinced Flight Designs to do that. Oh, someone's coming. Someone's coming. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. He's up high. There he is. Feel the Reaper. Feel the Reaper. Stu's inbound as well. Your Chancellor's getting dirty? Yeah, no, it does have that. You actually have to clean it. And I think you have to do it in the EFB. It's kind of neat. It's not the only plane to do that. There's other planes that actually get dirty as well. I'm trying to think of which ones they are. But I do know specifically the Chancellor's good for that. Okay, I believe we are now approaching Arthur, Ontario. The towns get progressively bigger as you get further south as well. Now, Arthur, I would imagine, has probably doubled in size in the last 30 years. Just as properties got more expensive, people have been moving up north and then driving up, respectively, property prices deeper into Wellington and Grey County. Which is a real shame because, you know, a lot of people who have grown up in those areas are finding it really, really difficult to buy homes now. But the same thing's happening in Scotland. I live south of Edinburgh in the hills, which was a largely unknown area, very beautiful. They're clean. There you go. Nope, can't see them. So yeah, there's Arthur, Ontario. You can see those look like new surveys, actually. I'll give you a pretty good look at Arthur as we fly over it. But if you, yeah, Nighthawk, if you go into the EFB on the Chancellor, I think there's an option to clean it. So yeah, there's a lot of houses down there. Like, I could be wrong, but I think all this is new. I think that's all new. That's, yeah, I mean, look at that. I don't think Arthur was ever that big, was it? Not 30 years ago. I could be wrong. But yeah, it's just a housing explosion in Ontario, southern Ontario now. Oh wow, we got Steve flying one way, Field the Reaper flying the other way. That's cool. Ground speed is increasing now, that's good. So once we get into Hamilton, we're going to, we won't go direct to the airport. I'm going to swoop down over downtown Hamilton near the bayfront. We'll circle over Tim Hortons Field and then cut back and land in Hamilton, and I'll give you a quick tour of the Warplane Heritage Museum. Courtesy of the, well, it's payware scenery. I did actually buy it, but I'll give him a mention. It's Sim Add-ons, it's called. It's basically a one-man band. I think he's Swiss, but he's got actually quite a lot of Canadian airports, amazingly. So I thought I'd try it out. You know, got Hamilton because no one else does scenery for Hamilton, Ontario, and I'm pleasantly surprised. I think he's done a fantastic job. He's really represented the Warplane Heritage Museum very well, and you're going to see it quite soon. But they do have a lot. He does have a lot of airports, so it's probably worth checking out. There might be some airports he didn't expect that you could get for 2020, and I think they're also compatible for 2024 as well. How is it on FPS? I think it was okay. I don't think I flew too much on it, Scott, but we'll find out. We'll see. I don't think it's too heavy because Hamilton's not like a massive airport. It's more the distinctiveness of the buildings that are there rather than it being like a big complex airport. Okay, this will be... Oh, we're past Fergus, so this is Guelph we're coming on to now. That's the city of Guelph. We're basically coming off to the east of it a bit. Guelph has certainly grown in size as well, I would think. Is that Guelph? So, double check. Yeah, it is golf, yeah. Guelph University, of course, very well known for its agriculture and ecology and bioscience disciplines. Very well known for that. I don't know if they still have it, but I don't know if this is true, but I think it is. But they actually had a living cow, which had like a transparent sidewall or something. You could actually see the cow eating. Somebody may have just told that to make me feel sick, but I'm pretty sure it was true. But anybody goes into agriculture science generally goes to Guelph University, or if they do like environmental studies, that kind of thing. My uncle actually stays in Kincardine. He has a science degree from Guelph for environmental science. So naturally, he sells life insurance. No, he couldn't really land a well-paying job in the field. Okay, getting ever closer to Hamilton. And once we get close enough to Hamilton, I won't need much in the way of maps. We're going to do low and slow right over Tim Hortons field. Cut down Main Street, fly in between some buildings. Why not? Hamilton, strangely, with the default scenery and Microsoft Flight Simulator, regardless of whether it's 2020 or 2024, is rendered really well. It's hyper accurate, and it always has been, strangely, to the point where the building that I used to live in downtown is totally recognizable. Nighthawk says I'm in Guelph all the time, and the Microsoft Flight Simulator is terrible. Except for the Griffin football field, all right. Is that where the Ticats played for a year? Is that the one I'm thinking of? Back when Tim Hortons Field was being built. You should start to see the outline of Lake Ontario soon as well. Yep, there it is. So there's Hamilton Harbour coming. Yeah, the Skyway Bridge will be along there somewhere. Not sure Argos have used it as a training camp? Okay. If it's the university field, then I think that's the one that was used by the Ticats for one season. Because when they did that, they gained a bunch of new fans from Guelph. So there's a bit of a pilgrimage from Guelph down to Hamilton every time there's a Ticat skiing. Oh, come on, Microsoft Flight Simulator. Uh-oh. Might have had a crash the desktop here. Oh, no, it's recovered. Excellent. I thought I was going to lose it there. I really thought I was going to lose it there. So yeah, if I just... you look just in the distance here. Sorry, you won't see it on the if I don't do the tab with it. That's the land bridge between Hamilton to Burlington. Stu's changed planes again. You lost everyone too there for a minute. Yeah, it looked like everything just kind of locked up. I think I see everyone now, though. Certainly made a huge difference since I got that new Ethernet wire put in. I don't have any problems with latency anymore. Remember, I used to get a lot of lost connections, and you guys kept dropping off, and most of those problems seem to have gone away. Hopefully forever. Which is good, because stable multiplayer makes it a lot more fun, I think. As we get closer to Hamilton, I will take it off autopilot and we'll start going in low and fast, actually. Not necessarily low and slow, but certainly low and fast. Ah, it's locked up again. Oh no, it's okay. Actually, I can show you the Burlington Bridge, the original lift bridge. I think I've got scenery in for that. Right, this music's putting me to sleep. Let's change it up. Back electronic again. Scott says, why the North Europe server? It's simply because that's the closest server to me, Scott. I live in Scotland. Sorry, that's probably a key detail that I've not mentioned. I'm from Hamilton, Ontario originally, but I currently live in Scotland, south of Edinburgh. And I've been here for about 20 years. I married a Scottish girl. I think I've actually landed on that airstrip in real life in a Piper with my friend, pilot friend Bill. Oh, golf course, number 2. Only counted 2 today. Whoa! Upside down and hot fast. Mississippi, off she goes. That's your trick. Your stream trick, isn't it? Falling upside down and fast move. You're just showing off. You're just such a show off, Mississippi. Big show off. Okay, let me take the autopilot off. Allegedly. Yes, it is off. Okay. Whoa! Oh! Is that a Corsair? Who's that? Cool! And I just happen to have the Corsair, so it looked like the Corsair then. Oh, that was neat. I like that. You prefer to fly inverted? Like in flight sim or in life? Were you one of those kids that used to hang upside down off the couch to watch cartoons? Just to get a different perspective? Yep, you were caught. Busted. I knew it. Get a little bit of stutter here at the moment. Hopefully that cleans up a bit. I don't know what's causing the frame rate problem. Come on, FPS limiter, you're not doing your thing here. Yeah, that's really jerky. I haven't seen it that bad for a while. Alright, there it goes. Must have turned something off there. Okay, here we go. So here is the Skyway Bridge. That's a bit better. Must have turned something off on my limiter there. Toronto Hamilton is always Stutters for you? Okay. Yeah, it's really bad today, though. Particularly bad. Anyways, FPS limiter is doing its thing now, so that should be okay. So here is Skyway Bridge, and behind that we've got the Burlington Bridge. Oh no, in front of it I should say. So you can see that in all its detail. That bridge actually raises up, so you do have heavy shipping that comes through here. And we go over the steel factories. It looks post-apocalyptic. Well, some parts of it do, to be fair. Because that's all brownfield sites, so... Just, I mean, over a century of heavy industry there, right? I just can't believe how jerky this is right now. This is terrible. Never seen it run this slow. So we are keeping an eye out for Tim Horton's field. Here it is. Yeah, this is stuttery. Wow. It's brutal. Just gonna pause for a sec. Hang on. Let me just check something quick. I want to make sure it's not server related. No, it's not. It's something else. Anyways, there's Tim Horton's field there. Apologies for the stutters, guys. Home of the Tie Cats, one of Karl's favorite places. Alright. This is driving me nuts. Let me try just shutting that down. It's definitely in the sim. Wow. This is terrible. Split health. Yeah. Is anybody else having this kind of experience right now? Honest to God, guys, I've never ever seen this bad before, ever. This is insane. It's almost like a memory leak or something. Shockingly bad. Huh. There's something going on here that I'm not aware of. Just want to check something here. That certainly just stabilized on its own. Huh. That's super strange. All of a sudden it's just leveled out. Weird. Okay. I'm not going to argue. Anyway, let's land in Hamilton. Gear down. Something was definitely causing an upset there. It's not perfect, but it's... No, it's still doing it. It's terrible. Well, sorry about the end of the stream going a bit wonky there, guys, but not a lot I can do about it, unfortunately. Apart from trying to nail this landing as best I can, which is not easy with stutters. Man, that sucks. I don't think it's anything to do with the airport scenery, Scott, just in case you're wondering. Scott says, my mother is from Glasgow and my father from Dublin. Oh, made for an entertaining upbringing, absolutely. Was your mother a Celtic supporter by chance? So there you go, you can see the Glanford hangars over there. And this is pretty much how it looks in real life as well. Oh, that's so frustrating. Here's the DHL terminals. Welcome to Hamilton International Airport, guys. Go. And wait for the troops to come in here. I'm gonna shut those engines off though. Everything turned off here. And while we wait for everyone to roll in, I'll take you on a wee tour. At this point, frame rate doesn't really matter. I think something's happened on my PC. It could be something hogging resources. I don't know. So I wouldn't read too much into it, but there you go. There's a cargo terminal, so that's been there for ages. I've actually flown Piper Warrior, some of these Glanford hangars. There's a lot of there's a flight instruction school that actually flies out of that. Then you got the main terminal. Parking is free in Hamilton as well. At least it was when I was last there. Flights generally, some flights to Mexico, Caribbean, and you get regional flights. Porter Airlines is now flying out of Hamilton, going to Halifax. I believe you can get flights to Winnipeg as well, and you can get flights to Calgary. Now, here's the good part. This is the Warplane Heritage Museum. The first sign that you're going to know that you're at the Warplane Heritage Museum is there is an actual F-104 mounted on a spike right out in front of the building, and this is represented perfectly here. The whole building's a giant hangar basically. The front part, the low part there is a big gift shop with a cafe and a restaurant. And when you get in there, this is what you're going to see. You're going to see all sorts of really cool stuff. And all these airplanes are indeed in the museum. And I think that's a 101 Voodoo. That does not fly. The Beach 18, though, that flies. DC-3, that flies. Looks like that's a CL-215. I don't think that's part of the museum, but that would fly. That is that the Mitchell? Yeah, that's the Mitchell. That flies. Helicopter, I don't know if that actually exists. Then you've got the Harvard there. That flies. You can get passenger flights on that. The 104 Tiger Shark scheme does not fly. That is static. F-18, I think that's just there because the snowbirds often, or a demonstrator often pays a visit. The Tudor, that's just in honor of the snowbirds. So we got, a bit of representation from the Canadian Air Forces, but those are normally there. That, I think that's Chipmunk, I can't remember. That is definitely there, and that flies, and you can get flights on it. And of course, oh no, sorry, that's the Mitchell there. So what's that? Or is the two Mitchells? Can't remember what that is. No, that's the Mitchell. That's definitely the Mitchell. And that flies. And the Pride and Joy, Vera, is, of course, the Lancaster bomber. Who did the scenery again? Sim Add-ons, Scott. There's a link, if you go in the show notes on YouTube, there's a link to the scenery. There's a Harvard Museum at Thunder Bay. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, so it's a great place. If you ever make it down Hamilton Way, it's well worth a visit. Beautiful museum, and the guys, all the staff of the museum are generally all the people that work on the airplanes as well. So it's mostly volunteer driven. And there you go. So generally a fantastic flight thing. Big thank you to everyone for the most part until the end there. And just frame rates seem to fall apart for no bloody reason at all. I don't know why. Tilsonburg, sorry, I beg your pardon. But a huge thank you to Nighthawk, Mrs. Tippy, Stu, Mr. Tippy, Field the Reaper. Did I miss anybody else that's flown with us today? For keeping me company. Huge hello to Scott Kelly, who's joined us for the first time today, and also there's another guy. Who's that? First time seeing. I think he was in and out quickly. Can't remember. Don't forget, hit subscribe, guys. Do join our Discord server. Yeah, the Sea King helicopter. Yeah, I don't think that's. I don't know why that's there. I've never seen that in a museum before, unless that's a new thing. He says he made it back home to say goodbye, Mr. Tippy. Great. Thank you for flying for us the first leg. Oh, you missed it. Really, the frame rates just dumped completely. It was nothing to do with the scenery, but at least you get to see Hamilton. And it looks pretty good at night, too. Look at that. I think you hear that Corsair. So you can see it in all its glory. There you go. Anyway, guys, we were well over time today, but I do appreciate everyone sticking around. Next week, we're going to be continuing our around the world flight. I believe, Hawk, correct me if I'm wrong, we're going from Kai Tak to Manila in the Philippines. So that will be a airliner flight. And then once we get to the Philippines, we'll probably be doing another VFR flight around the Philippines just to do a bit of a tour. So if you're not big on the airline flight, you can certainly join us the week after for the airline tour. And we would look forward to seeing you there. Very nice. Yeah, it is. It's a good job. I really like it. Scott Kelly says, great to meet you. Really look forward to seeing you again soon. Scott, absolutely a pleasure, sir. Thank you for coming along today. Great to have you along, and we look forward to seeing you next week as well. Mr. Tippy says, Stu says, bye, see y'all. Stu, take care of yourself, mate. Be safe. Mr. Tippy says, thanks for the stream. Glad you're okay. And condolences to you again and your family again. Thank you very much, Mr. Tippy. Again, this was in honor of my cousin Karl. He is dearly missed. But as with anything, we'll cherish his memory and honor him by talking about all the great things that he was. He was an amazing guy. He was my brother. A I guess the only way I can describe it is we you know, you lose people in your life. We've lost, not by far not the first family member I've lost in my life, including my father. When Karl died, however, because we were so close and we grew up together, and he was actually 2 years younger than me, it felt like a piece of my soul had been ripped out and taken away forever, and I still very much feel that way. I have recovered, but it's given me a different outlook on life and thinking about what's important. And you know, sometimes that's a good thing. So thank you guys for your love and support. I do really appreciate all the kind messages that I received over the last few weeks. It is great to be back. It's great to see you all again. And yeah, we'll see you next time right here on Positive Freight. All the best, guys. Take care.